Hi there, I'm Mr. MKL, and I am the curator of the Indie Dev Gallery at EVO this year. This whole thing came together because Rick the Hado reached out to me after I talked a little bit of smack about last year's Indie Dev area. He said to me, "You think you could do it better?" And I was like, challenge accepted. What's involved in putting this space together is contacting a bunch of our developers, all the amazing indie devs we have out there, finding the ones who have something really interesting on deck, and giving them the space to do their thing.
So Combat Devils is unique because we're taking traditional fighting game mechanics from like Street Fighter, Marvel's Capcom, and we're putting it in a platform fighter like Smash Brothers. You have the Gatling combos, you got your EX specials, you got your motion input supers. We are doing the PvE co-op roguelite mode where skill isn't really a big issue. You can be very competitive and you can play with someone that's more casual, and you can still have fun together. So it's a mode where you play together, you get bosses, there's mini bosses, and there's perks. It's a lot of fun.
My name is Andrea Demetrio, and I'm the developer of Exploding Judo Federation and Schwarzenblitz. They are actually two different games, and I brought both of them at EVO. Schwarzenblitz is a traditional 3D fighter with sidestep and like the bastard child of Virtua Fighter and Soul Calibur, we can say. And Exploding Judo Federation is judo on a minefield. Dive kick for grapplers. You get grabbed, you die. I've actually developed fighting games for the past almost 10 years, and seeing my games here at EVO today is something that I could have never expected 10 years ago. It was something that I put as a peak of my expectation. Finally having my games appear at EVO in front of people playing them, and this is so awesome. This is basically the pinnacle of what I could have wanted to achieve with this.
I'm Jesse, I go by Vankill Online. I'm here with my team presenting Netcode Warriors. Netcode Warriors is a 3D anime arena fighter, so it combines a lot of arena fighter and 2D isms. We have motion inputs, we're gonna have rollback netcode. Characters are designed by the original character designers from Digimon. Arena fighters have always been seen as a kind of a separate from like the actual regular FGC, and so we're making a game that we kind of hope will bridge the gap of a more competitive and depth-filled mindset, and being able to showcase it here at EVO, the world's biggest fighting game stage, with all these other amazing indie titles and these other fighting game subgenres. You have a platform fighter. It moved me so much.
I'm Joseph Sutcliffe, and I'm the programmer for Frostfire Battle Frenzy. While developing Frostfire, we wanted to make a game that was quite easy for casual players to play the game. So we removed most of the motion input. But we want to make a game that has a lot of depth, so our game has a lot of mechanics. We take a lot of inspiration on Super Smash by choosing a direction plus an attack, and we inspire ourselves a lot in Guilty Gear. Everyone on the Frostfire team, we are absolute anime lovers, so we take a lot of inspiration of classic anime. The reason we use this art style in Frostfire is because it really helps to show the charisma of our characters, because it's really important for us for these characters to be expressive as possible. We also love anime like My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen, so we put a lot of effort into the flashy ultimates. They are one of the most favorite aspects of the game.
Indie fighting games are absolutely the core of innovation, if you ask me. We have so many great developers doing things that big publishers and developers can't afford to try, so we get amazing experiments, and I think you get to see a little bit of the future if you look at these games.
I'm Paul Weeks, lead developer on Scramble Heart City, a browser-based 3v3 tag fighting game with simple mechanics but strong movement. What helps my game stand out right now is it does have simple inputs. It's browser-based. I'm thinking about people playing on keyboards, but it has a heavy emphasis on movement. There's a lot of really fast dashing, wave dashing, 8-way air dashing. I really wanted to harken back to the movement we got in versus games like a decade ago, but then still have easy to pick up, but a good player will totally run you over.
My name is David. I'm working on Mega Knockdown. It's a turn-based fighting game. The idea is it takes all of the things great about fighting games, footsies, pressure, spacing, and takes them into a turn-based format. And it's quite fast-paced. Once players know what they're doing, it actually looks almost like it's a real-time game. I'm excited to be showing the game at EVO because I feel like I can really get the game in front of a lot of people who like it. A lot of people have tried it and been really surprised at how well the combination of turn-based and fighting games works. People have come back for seconds and thirds in some cases.
My name is Tucker. I'm one of the programmers for Shot One Fighters. This game is basically a hybrid of a roguelike and a competitive fighting game. 6-button fighter, very similar to something like Street Fighter 4, but also takes a lot of cues from old Capcom games, something like Darkstalkers, and even old SNK games, something like King of Fighters 98. Honestly, EVO's been a great experience for us. We've had a lot of really interesting interactions, a lot of amazing feedback. We've shown the game off at a couple of other expos, a couple of other conventions, but never at like a tailored specific fighting game convention. And the range of exactly what we get in terms of feedback is just so dynamic here and so different that it's been a really valuable experience.
Fans have been absolutely loving the space this year. I think people are excited to see new and interesting ideas, and to have them at a place like EVO really speaks to how important those games and those ideas are.
My name is Colin. I'm the creator director of Royalty Free for All. It is a hand-drawn platform fighter starring royalty-free characters. We're trying to simplify the platform fighter genre. I love these games, and I have a ton of friends who want to play them, and then they get 2 or 3 games in and realize it's a ton of controls, I don't play enough video games, I don't really know what I'm doing here. So we're simplifying this down to 3 buttons. Everybody's got a light, strong, and special attack button that works on the ground and in midair for 6 total attacks. Some fighters are 6-trick ponies. Some of them squeeze a lot of variety out of those moves with like different projectile angles and strengths. They can juggle projectiles. They have a lot of variety, even with just 6 different buttons. And what we're trying to do here is, include a short hop button, a wave dash button, so you don't have to train up on all these FGC inputs that we love. So you can still get cracked and have all these great hype moments, and then take it back to the couch to your friends and family, and they can still pick up and play and have a great time even on the very first game.
We're Pit Puzzle. We're essentially a spiritual successor to Puzzle Fighter. We've added unique character abilities. So on top of the usual attack pattern colors that they have, once they send enough trash over to the other side, they'll be able to activate an ability. So like, for instance, you can turn the opposing side monochrome for a couple of turns, or you can send over rocks, which are essentially just really hard to use because they can't be comboed with. Basically, the characters that you choose determine how you play and how you play against other people. It is a indie dev team of 2 with lead sprite artist and a programmer. I have been honestly shocked at how many people have been coming up to the booth, and we ask them, do you know Puzzle Fighter? And we get plenty of people that are like, yeah, I've played Puzzle Fighter for 10 years. I'm like a super fan. Getting those kind of people into our community has been just absolutely great, because we know that those are like the best type of testers. And those are exactly the type of people we're looking for. So it is, just been a phenomenal experience.
What really sets the indie devs apart is that they're willing to experiment with genre. They're willing to be the weird one in the group. Get access to ideas that just won't appear in major games.
My name is Brad Anderson. I'm also known as Acid Brad on social media. My game is Drrome, Reign of the Legends. And what makes it unique is it's a horror fighting game. Our catchphrase is, we're a horror fighting game. We'll make you scared to hit a button. We are just strictly traditional motion inputs, hold back to block. We also have like a dodge mechanic, combo breakers as well, but you can also counter the combo breaker as well. When you break it down, the game becomes a grounded footsie fighting game. But we've had so many people, come to play my game, and it's been amazing.
My name is Julio Quiroz. I'm the developer of this game called Resistance 24TX. It's using traditional fighting game mechanics, but in a context of Netcode. So basically you defeat your opponent and run forward and reach the finish line. If you cross the finish line, you win the match. I'm actually from Chile and I live in Germany, so it's a very long way to reach here. Actually, I'm super happy to meet all the other developers also. I've heard about them so much in the internet, so it was very cool to have these people here. Also, it's my first EVO personally, so super cool to be here. It was like a dream come true.
My name is Joe. I go under Studio Joe for the game dev. And this is Hyperfight II. It's a game with no blocking and a wager-based meter system. So you kind of have to wager your points for specials and supers. There's not really much else like it. I was inspired by a lot of different things, but I didn't want to compromise fun while making it accessible. So hopefully you give it a try. I've been to EVO for the past 4 to 5 years, and I've just been a competitor. So like I've always seen like other devs and other people like have booths around. I'm like, oh, like one day I want to be there. And it's like I'm finally there. It's crazy. It's also great meeting fans that have actually played the first game. I didn't realize how many people had actually tried it and like really fell in love with it. So it's been incredible weekend.
Yo, I'm By Blue, the creator of Dojo Masters. It is a retro martial arts fighting game with a focus on as accurately recreating them as possible. It is super fast-paced, really low skill floor, but the ceiling, I want it to be so astronomically high that you can play the game forever. I very much enjoy watching people play my game, whether it be online, in person. I get a big kick out of it. It's really fun to me watching people play, laugh, find really abusable stuff because I'm a bit of a troll when it comes to developing things. I sneak little things in there that people can abuse, and it's very fun to me.
My name is Simone. I am from Milan, Italy. and I'm game designer for Umbro Core. I'm here with Ale, which is a lead programmer for Umbro Core, John, art lead, and Luke, our animator. So we're showcasing our game here. It's our very first time at EVO, and it's so exciting to be here. The aim when designing Umbro Core was to bring together the best of Street Fighter and Anime Fighters worlds, spice them up, and allow for a lot of player expressiveness and creativity. It sets apart due to a number of gameplay mechanics and just the overall feel of the game. Art-wise, it has a dark fantasy setting, which is very fresh for the genre. Gothic inspired, and also has some cutting edge technical features, such as being the first fighter to ever feature uncapped FPS for smoothest visuals. It features classical, typical anime movement, but you can block in the air, so that comes with a risk, and overall creates a very interesting pace, as well as layers of complexity and strategy.
I am so overwhelmed by having all of these devs from all over the world be here. There is so much great talent hidden in all these corners of the globe, and to be able to bring them together and kind of showcase them in one spot is just immaculate for me.
EVO has done an incredible job at helping support indies like this right now. They've marketed really well, they've supported us a lot, and it shows so much. All the games here are amazing, and EVO's done an incredible job, so shout out to Mike for setting this up too. He's killing it.
Honestly, being here at EVO is an absolute dream come true. Like, years ago, we would think about it, and it just felt unreal to us.
It's surreal. It's totally amazing. I mean, I've been watching this stuff for like 10 years, and it's so nice to be here among all these great indie developers. They're just like the kindest people I've ever met. So I feel right at home.
This kind of in-person exposure, the ability to be there with your fans, with the community, is so valuable. This is where lifelong fans of games are made. This is where hardcore competitors are made. So for an indie dev to be able to sit down with the crew at EVO makes a huge difference for them.
Being at EVO is like a dream come true for us. We are so passionate about fighting games. We've always been for many, many years since we were kids. So we've always watched EVO from home, from our place, and being here, showcasing our game just makes us very proud of what we're doing, and it's just an honor to be here.
It means so much to us to be here at EVO. I was lucky enough to be here back in 2022 and 23 with my previous game, Tough Love Arena. This game only exists because of people I met at EVO.
For anyone at home seeing this saying, why can't I be a part of this? Well, make sure you come out in future years. Make sure you're out there supporting your indies, and don't stop talking about these games, because that's how we get the events that we deserve.